welcome to our final updates video for our magical make-along in 2022. I am Claire. I am your host for this make-along, and I am the, host, or well, really the only person behind the Mindful Knitter channel on YouTube. But I'm so glad that you found this video. If you are new and watching, this is our final update video before the make-along ends on October 31st, which is Halloween. So there's still some time to participate if you haven't joined us yet. But welcome, and welcome back if you've been participating with us in this make-along for either the whole time since it started in July or just recently joining us. I'm so glad that you're here. So today we're going to do a little bit of review of the make-along, just a very quick kind of overview in case you're new. If you want more information, there are going to be videos linked in the description below that have the introduction video, the welcome video, and then the other updates video. And that shares all the rules, all of the information for the make-along that you might want. So we'll just do a very quick overview rundown, and then I'll share magical projects that I've been working on and that I am going to be working on for the next couple of weeks. And just some like magical crafting chat. We'll talk about some prize updates as well. And then at the end of the video, we'll have a little bit of a reel of the finished objects that everybody has submitted so far. We still have some whips going on too, but I'm just going to have the finished objects in this reel for today. So if you don't already know, I always put all of the important information in the description below the videos. So if you need contact information, or you're curious about any of the yarn or the patterns that I talk about, if you are wanting more information about the make-along, links to the other make-along videos, all that information is in the description below the video. You just click the little arrow underneath the video that you're watching, and then a drop-down description will pop up. And then I think that you usually have to click another little arrow on that because it expands. It only shows the first few lines. So there's more than that. If you do want to connect on social media, you can find me on Ravelry as the Mindful Knitter Pod. We also have a group for this channel and for this community. It's the Mindful Knitter Podcast in the groups area of Ravelry. We also are on Instagram, so I am the.mindfulknitter on Instagram, and I'm always very happy to connect with you guys on there. And if you want to check out any of the magical makings from this make-along, you can look at our hashtag, which is hashtag #amagicalmal, and that is on Instagram as well. And if you ever need to email me about anything related to the channel, then you can always email me at clairethemindfulknitter@gmail.com. So we will get into a little bit of the overview of the make-along. This is a generic magical make-along. It is not a Harry Potter themed make-along, but you will see a lot of Harry Potter stuff because a lot of us like Harry Potter. But it's not just for that fandom. It is for any kind of fandom. We've got Chronicles of Narnia. We have, I think, some practical magic things. We definitely have some like Game of Thrones projects that have been in there. And then just like generic magicalness as well. So any kind of magic goes, including Halloween themed things. So now people are kind of getting into Halloween projects. Those count for the make-along too. And anything nature related also counts. And it's as far as like what kind of like crafting medium you use, anything yarn fiber related. If it came from like a fiber animal, well, I mean, acrylic yarn and plant-based yarns and fibers work too. So basically fiber related. So spinning, felting, knitting, crocheting, weaving, anything that's yarn-ish counts. Yeah, so those are kind of the general overview, or the kind of a general overview of the make-along. So check out the information videos and the introduction video, or the welcome video, if you want more information, more detailed information. So first up, let's do a points update right now. Again, this is not a Harry Potter make-along, but I wanted to just do the houses for points because it was fun. So we have 5 houses. We have Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin, and a study abroad house for all of you who didn't attend Hogwarts. So the points are right now in first place, we have Hufflepuff with 38 points. Congratulations, Hufflepuffers. We have Ravenclaw at 33 points. We have Gryffindor with 6 points. And the study abroad house is at 3 points. Slytherin doesn't have any submitted finished objects yet. So if you're in Slytherin house and you want to earn some points for your housemates, please submit make sure you submit the finished objects. And then I have a couple of finished objects on Instagram right now that are kind of like pending as far as them letting me know which house they are with. So I think I've got like 2 finished objects on Instagram right now, but I'm not sure yet which house those are for, so I don't know who is getting those points. But I will certainly update that for our final tally. And just a reminder to everybody, you are eligible for a prize whether your house wins the house cup or not. It's just because there's a prize for each house. But if your house does win the most points, then you are eligible for the house cup prize. So you have 2 chances at winning a prize in that case. So that's kind of how our point system is working out. Yes. So let's talk a little bit about my magical projects just briefly. I've definitely talked about these on my podcast episodes. So if you want to hear more details about them, check out the previous podcast episodes that are on the Mindful Knitter podcast or just the Mindful Knitter channel. And then I also feel like I just feel kind of like an obligation to apologize for my delay in putting out this update video. I wanted to do it 2 weeks ago, but I was really sick, so I wasn't filming anything. I wasn't really doing much of anything other than just sitting and playing with yarn for like a week. And then the next week, I was catching up on all of the work that I had to catch up on after being sick for a week. So I apologize for the delay. Yeah, I couldn't film anything. It was not going to be possible. But I wanted to still give you guys a fun update between, you know, the last one and when the make-along ends in a couple of weeks. So my first finished object that I have to share with you guys is my Ice Queen. Is it Ice Queen or Snow Queen? I think it's the Ice Queen shawl. The pattern is actually called the Adeline shawl by Expression Fiber Arts. But the yarn that I used the color name was Ice Queen. And it's this really, really gorgeous gradient yarn. And then my edging was a Wabi Sabi colorway by Studio South in Pensacola, Florida. So this is like gorgeous, fingering weight, very soft. I think it's merino. Might be a merino nylon blend, but it's definitely got it's definitely mostly superwash merino. And I love it. I wear it often. It is just a beautiful, beautiful pattern. This is a crochet pattern. Yeah, and it is by Expression Fiber Arts. It's just a bunch of crocheted pineapples that kind of like build off each other. Yeah, they've got great tutorials on YouTube. So if you want a very beautiful lace crochet shawl, you can check out the Expression Fiber Arts YouTube channel for this pattern. And then I think they've got the written pattern available as well on their shop and on Ravelry. So isn't that beautiful? I just love that. And I love that I have like an Ice Queen. It's either Ice Queen or Snow Queen, but I'm pretty sure it's Ice Queen. An Ice Queen shawl. So again, any information about the projects or the yarn will be in the description below. I'm pretty sure this yarn is by Apple Tree Fibers or Apple Tree Yarn Co. I've had it in stash for a couple of years, so I am not remembering perfectly well, but I'll have it in the description. My next finished object to show you guys, I'll just grab these guys. These are my Halloween socks. I talked about these in great detail in my last podcast episode that just went up a day or 2 ago. But I love these. These make me super happy. I love pink and orange for Halloween. Yeah, So cute. So cute. This yarn was Nanette Wake Studio on Etsy. And she has a beautiful sock yarn that is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. And it is so ridiculously soft, it can't be described in words. It's just glorious. My very favorite socks are with her sock yarn. I love it so much. I've used her yarn for all kinds of projects at this point. I feel like I am like officially like a fangirl. She's basically talked about in every single episode. Those are my Halloween socks. Then I have another shawl that I just finished recently, and I'm wearing this guy all of the time. I just finished him, I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and I've worn him so much. Maybe a little less than 2 weeks ago. This pattern is the Simply Curious Shawl by Curious Handmade, and it's Helen Stewart is behind. Helen Stewart is the designer behind Curious Handmade. And this is her Simply Curious Shawl. It's just beautiful garter and eyelets. It's written for DK, but I held fingering weight double. And the yarn that I used is, the main color is Pumpkin Carving by Mandi's Makings. And my light accent color is Oh Deer, spelled D-E-E-R, also by Mandi's Makings. So I kind of think of this as my pumpkins and deer, or my deer and pumpkins shawl. And it's just so cozy, and it's a perfect fall neutral to throw on. If you can't tell, there are little orange specks in the pumpkin carving colorway. And then there are little pink speckles in the deer, Oh Deer colorway. Super beautiful. I love this shawl. It's gonna get a lot of wear over the years, I am sure. Well, it'll get a lot of use. The project bag that my Weasley sweater is in is my Harry Potter project bag by Anomalous Mind. It is just Mind. Yeah, Anomalous Mind. This is another Etsy seller, Etsy maker. Mandi's Making is also on Etsy. Before I show you my Weasley sweater though, here's my gnome. So I'm glad I remembered to bring him. So this is my little gnome. His name is Newt, spelled with a G, of course. And I adore him. He is my little forest friend. He sits by my crafting area in the living room and just hangs out with me and crafts. He watches me crafts. He encourages me. I love him. I wonder if there's somewhere I can set him so he can hang out with us for the rest of the video. He's so cute. I love him immensely. And he is the Gnome de Plume pattern by Imagined Landscapes Designs. For my Weasley sweater, I've been busy in this make-along. For my Weasley sweater, I've got some good progress on it. I am about to finish up the body, and I'm going to put on the neck, the ribbing for the neck, and then I'm going to get the sleeves on this guy. So that is super exciting. This pattern is, I don't have the book next to me. This pattern is from I think it's the Magic of Knitting, or Knitting Magic. I think it's Knitting Magic. It is the official Harry Potter pattern book. Yeah, I think the official Harry Potter, like the movies pattern book. So this is the Mrs. Weasley's Christmas sweater pattern within that book. I don't remember the designer name off the top of my head, but again, it's in the description below. And yeah, I finished the back part, and now I'm doing the front. I finished this side, so now I'm just picking up, and I'm knitting just this little section is all I have left here. You can see I have like a rounded like kind of crew neck. And then I'll just add in my little ribbed neck here, and I think I'm gonna pick up stitches to do the sleeves. The pattern is knit flat as written, but I knit the body and the round, and then I split for the sleeves. And I'm just going to, you know, attach all of this And the way the pattern's written, I think the sleeves are cuff up, but I'm not positive. I'd have to look at it. I don't remember exactly. And I think you knit them flat. So I don't really want to do that. I think I'm just going to pick up stitches and knit the sleeve pattern backward. If it is cuff up, then I'll just knit it backwards, shoulder down, and hope for the best. But I think it'll be okay. I can't really imagine why that wouldn't be okay. If you know of a reason why that's a terrible idea, please leave a comment below and tell me why I shouldn't do that. Because maybe you have more experience with these things than I do, but I think that'll be all right. Yeah, and then this is going to be such a great oversized sweater. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, it's gonna be so oversized and nice. Yee. This is knit in Ella Rae in the Eco Tweed. Her Eco Tweed, it's a merino, and the colorway is Lapis Lazuli. And then I'm holding it double because the pattern calls for like Aran weight yarn. And this I would say is like a DK weight yarn. So I'm holding it double to get more of like an Aran, kind of a heavy Aran. It's almost like a chunkier, bulky kind of weight. But I'd say it's more of like a heavy Aran because it's, yeah, knitting up into this like lovely fabric. And then I'm holding one strand of the Lapis Lazuli, the Eco Tweed. I'm holding one strand of it double with one strand of the Ella Rae Superwash Merino DK, or Superwash DK, I think is what it's called, in the Riverwood colorway, Riverwood Heather colorway, which does look a little different. So this is the Lapis Lazuli Tweed, and this is the Riverwood Heather DK. And I really like it. This has like a nice luster to it. It adds a little bit of like just interesting color change. It adds a little like heathered effect. I'm just holding that double for the ribbing section. So like the bottom of the sweater, the collar, and then the sleeves of the cuffs. But I'm probably going to pull that color up a little bit past the cuffs too. And the reason that I did that was mostly because I wasn't convinced that I had enough yarn to complete this pattern because I was holding it double. I didn't really feel convinced I was going to have the yardage I needed. So I had the Riverwood Heather in stash, so I grabbed it, and we're hoping for the best. I know that I am mixing superwash and non-superwash yarns together. I'm just going to hope for the best. Yeah, it's a very casual sweater. It's an oversized Weasley sweater, so I'm not too concerned about it. It'll probably be something I wear around the house more than anything else. Yeah, and then when I'm done with the sleeves, I will start on the design of it, the outward design. It calls for like a, was it double stitching? Is it double stitching? It's when you, because you know the Weasley sweaters often have the letter on the front. Instead of doing like intarsia or like another kind of color work, they have you go back when the garment is finished and basically embroider your letter on. So is that called double stitching? I'm not remembering at this moment. I usually know what that's called, but I don't remember at this very moment. That's okay. You can probably surmise what I am describing. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to do a different design, because I don't love the idea of having a sweater with a giant letter on the front. That's not my usual style. So I've got a couple of other ideas in my mind for what Mrs. Weasley might have made for the kids when she was making them their Christmas sweaters. She knit all kinds of sweaters for them. Harry had one with a dragon, one with a snitch. I think one year he had a Gryffindor lion. So she didn't just do the letters. I think in the books, I think there was only one year that she did the letters on the sweaters. But in the movies, I think the only one they really showed was the letter one. So in any case, I'm very excited about my Weasley sweater. I feel like I'm making some good progress on it. And I'm excited for it to be a finished object so I can be all cozy in it when the weather really cools down. It's starting to cool down already here, but it's gonna get colder. So I'm happy to have a cozy sweater soon. So let's see, anything else? So the works in progress I've got going on for the make along is my Weasley sweater. And then I'm going to be doing pretty soon this mermaid soap saver. This pattern is actually a pattern prize for the make along. So I'll show it to you guys so you can see how cute it is. This was donated to the make along by the lovely Curious Purple Pig. She gave us the digital pattern for this. So anybody is really eligible for this prize, but it will definitely, if I have any international prize winners, this will be the prize that you win, because I've done international prizes in the past, and it cost a lot and it was kind of a hassle. And yeah, at this point in my life, I am trying to simplify it all. So if you're an international prize winner, you will be getting this prize, because it's digital, but it's also you don't have to be an international prize winner to win this prize. If we don't have anybody who isn't in the US who wins a prize, then this can go to just anybody. Anyway, I hope that made sense. Basically, this prize is up for grabs. So I'm going to be making one though. She's very kind to gift me a copy of this pattern. So I will be making one for the make along, but here is the pattern so that you guys can see it. Isn't that very cute? So she designed this very cute crochet soap saver. And I would say, even if you don't crochet, this is probably a pretty good pattern for you if you want to just dabble or try a new craft for an afternoon, because she did say this is a pretty easy pattern. It is generously sized. It's large enough to fit oversized handmade soaps, and the pattern is adjustable, so you can make smaller or larger sizes depending on the type of soap that you have, which is super cute. It has written instructions and photo tutorials. So it does feel like it would be a pretty good project for, yeah, if you wanted to dabble in crochet. And it's so cute. So I actually hung out with her at the yarn retreat that I was at recently, and she brought me a couple of very sweet gifts. One being this lovely cotton yarn. This is Premier Home. It's 105 yards in 60 grams. It's 85% cotton and 15% polyester. And I'm going to make my Little Mermaid tail soap saver in this yarn. You can see it's this kind of like, I guess tonal. It's a tonal blue color, and it's so cute. And she was so sweet to gift this to me. So that's going to be happening before the end of our make-along. I'll be making my own Little Mermaid tail soap saver. And hopefully whoever wins that prize really enjoys that pattern too. So that's it for my projects. I'll show you my bags I'm currently using too, because they're magic-y, or they're magical-ish. This is by Crafty Husky on Etsy. This is my very cute black cats, bats, skulls, pumpkins, and it says so many different cute little things on here. It says boo to you, spooky, treat. Yeah, it's just super cute, and it's lined in a black lightly patterned fabric. So cute. And then this glorious work of art is by Puff Stitch, or Puff Stitch 1 on Etsy. And I just am kind of obsessed with this bag. I think it's completely gorgeous. She's got the waxed canvas bottoms, these great sturdy handles, but then also it's got the drawstring. She's got this really beautiful fabric here, but it's lined with this lovely burnt orange. It's got pockets. It's just wonderful. Yeah, so puff stitch. I think it's puff stitch 1 on Etsy, and her little logo is not usually this little skull and crossbones, but it is for her Halloween bags this year, which is, I think, exceedingly cute. Let's see, I am stopping my timer for myself and resetting it for just a few minutes so that I stay within my time constraints. Okay, so let's see. We've got okay, so let's talk about our prizes real quick. I have a little dog whisker on my screen. Oh, and as I'm grabbing the prizes, we do have a knit night still for the make along. It's going to be on October, is this correct? Yeah, October 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. So if you want to join us for a knit night on Zoom, you can let me know. I will send you the Zoom invitation for that. So here are some prizes. I showed you the mermaid tail soap saver pattern prize. We've also got some tangible prizes. I've shown you several of these before, but I will show them to you just quickly right now. We've got this hand-dyed green and blue yarn that was hand-dyed by me. This is 50 grams. I need to reskein this because I didn't do a very good job the first time, but at least it's not a tangled mess. That's the plus. Yeah, so beautiful green with these pale blue little sections, and that was hand dyed by me. We have a Wool of the Andes 50 gram skein by Knit Picks. These two I just added into the prize pool. This is a acrylic yarn. It's anti-pilling. This is 100 grams, 100% acrylic, worsted weight. This is the Circulo Hobby yarn in this lovely, rich, like burgundy color. And I think this color is beautiful. It's so versatile for fall and winter knitting, holiday knitting, or crocheting, or just making in general. It's soft and nice. Yeah, so I've got this beautiful burgundy. It's almost not burgundy. It's got this beautiful sheen on it. It's very lovely yarn and it's acrylic, so you can make baby knits or kid knits. If you're allergic to fibers, you can use this. Yeah, so that's a good yarn. And then I have this hand spun by me, and this is a American wool and nylon blend. I need to weigh this again, but I think this is 50 grams, and I would call this, I don't have the notes on this, but I would say this is a DK weight. Yeah, it's like a DK weight. And the nylon gives it like a little bit of like a shimmer. I don't know if it shows up great on camera, but it is a little tiny bit shimmery. And it's really pretty. I think the blues have like a tonality to them. It's a 2-ply. And this is one of my first spinning projects that went well. So it's got thick and thin areas, but that gives it that very fun hand spun character. Yeah, so I think that that's a fun prize. If you never have worked with hand spun before, this is a fun little 50 gram skein to kind of just give you a little bit of hand spun joy. Yeah, so that's most of our yarn. I am holding back a couple of prize items as surprises because they're for our house cup prize, and I kind of want that one to be a surprise that I reveal in the last video when we've got our house cup winner. So I'm holding that back, but just 2 more prizes. As we've got this really precious mushroom stitch marker / progress keeper, which is super cute. This is by Sam's Tiny Trinkets on Etsy. I bought myself one and one for you guys. So here it is out of the bag. It's so cute. And she even did the, I don't know if you can tell, but she even did like the little like gills or frills or whatever you call those in the bottom of the mushroom. So cute. The mushroom cap. And then we were also gifted by the Curious Purple Pig. We were also gifted this set of stitch markers in this lovely organza bag. And I'll take it out of the bag so you can see it a little bit better. But this lovely set of pink stitch markers and one lobster claw stitch marker or progress keeper. And these lovely flower charms. And then these are the snagless stitch markers with the pretty little bead. Those are my favorite kinds of stitch markers. Yeah, I think that's so cute. And then here's her Curious Purple Pig logo, which is so cute. So again, thank you so much for your generous prize donations to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure whoever gets the prizes that you've donated will also appreciate you so much as well. So these are our prizes right now for the most part. We do have some that I'm holding back and I'm not showing you because they are part of the House Cup prize, so the big prize. And then I might add a couple more things to the prize bundle or the prize pool as well as we get closer to the end of the make-along. So just a couple of parting thoughts before we end this video for today. What were my closing thoughts? Oh yes, one thing was project ideas. So if you want to make some magical projects but you're not really sure what to make, just a couple of things I thought of recently just to throw out for inspiration if you would like. Little Owl Knits has some really great patterns. You can find the Little Owl Knits patterns on Ravelry, but she might have a website as well. And there's some really, really beautiful and charming and whimsical, magical kind of patterns on there. A lot of nature within the Little Owl Knits patterns. There are various patterns for mushrooms and pumpkins and bats, particularly crocheted bats. I've been seeing a lot of those lately and they're really cute. I kind of want to crochet some bats. And then gnomes. I have my gnome, Newt, but the Imagined Landscapes patterns for the gnomes are beautiful. There are other gnome patterns as well, but I really like the Imagined Landscape pattern that I followed. And just kind of like a general question for you guys as we pause for today. I hosted my first Halloween party this past week and it was a great success. I think everybody had a whole lot of fun. I had so much fun. I dressed as kind of like a cottage fairy witch. I had my hat with my flowers and I had a floral dress and I wore my fairy wing earrings. I don't know if you can see my fairy wing earrings, but they're super precious. So I wore my fairy wing earrings. I ended up using my deer and pumpkins shawl because it was cold for the bonfire portion. And it was just so lovely. We had s'mores and I had different types of apple cider. I had some like spiced autumn tea. I baked a pumpkin pie, just all kinds of stuff. It was really, really fun. I had options for like Halloween themed games and things, but mostly people just wanted to talk and hang out and it was really lovely. So that was a huge success. I posted a few pictures on Instagram of the party if you want to go check those out. All of the Great Danes wore costumes and 2 of the Great Danes really enjoyed it. The puppy wasn't really sure what to do with his costume. We'll try again for Halloween. I'll try to get some better pictures for you guys, but I've got a couple pictures of the dogs in their costumes. They're really cute. Oh gosh. And it really, they don't mind them. The 2 older dogs actually legitimately like their costumes. They just stand there still and wag while we put them on. And then they seem so happy and cozy in them. And they just wore them for, you know, the whole evening. The puppy, I took his off of him after a couple hours because he was just very confused. He couldn't figure out how to move in it. He kept thinking he was trapped every once in a while and he just gets stuck standing there like a goofball. So we'll try it again, but if he doesn't like it, I'll just get a couple pictures and be done because I'm not going to torture the dogs. So yeah, I only dress them up if they enjoy it or if they don't mind it. I don't really like to put things on the dogs to stress them out for my own amusement. So anyway, they were really freaking cute though. So Halloween party was a success. We've got some more Halloween activities coming up. My husband and I recently got a year-long membership to a nearby aquarium, and it's a really good aquarium. So I'm super excited about that. And Halloween related, they have a Halloween event next week. It's the Aquascarium evening, and we got some tickets for that. Since we're members, we get access to different events and tickets and things and discounts on stuff, and it's so cool. I've never been a member of the aquarium before, but I like to support them because they're really, really good about conservation and education and advocacy. They have a really good research center. So I really like our aquarium a lot. Not only is it a beautiful aquarium with wonderful exhibits, and they take really good care of their animals. So not only do they do that, but they are, I think, excellent on the education and conservation and advocacy side of things. So I'm very happy, and I'm very, very happy to be a member of the aquarium now. And I'm very excited about the Halloween aquarium experience. I'll try to get some pictures for you guys because I think that'll be fun. We're going to dress up, and I think it's geared mostly for kids, but I don't really care. I want to see all of the Halloween stuff at the aquarium. So we're going to be doing that, and then I'll probably spend some time with the kids for Halloween as well. I'll be traveling a bit to do that because none of my nieces or nephews live where I live, but that'll be okay. And I'm excited to do Halloween stuff with them. I'm hoping I get to see all of them for Halloween. Yeah, so my question for you guys is, do you celebrate Halloween? And what do you do? Do you host parties? If so, what are some of your favorite party things to do? If you attend parties, what are some of your favorite party things for Halloween? And then just what kind of Halloween activities do you do? Halloween projects, Halloween craftiness. Yeah, it's the Halloweenish time, so I'm curious what you guys do because I love Halloween. And then if you don't celebrate Halloween, do you celebrate anything else this month? And what do you do for that? So yeah, I guess I will leave it there for today. If you have questions about the make-along or prizes or projects or anything I talked about today, please feel free to let me know. You can leave a comment below, and that way everybody can see the answer because a lot of people might benefit from your question and my answer. Or you can always message me on Instagram, Ravelry, or send me an email. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And thank you so much for participating in the Make Along with me. I'm having so much fun seeing your projects and chatting with you guys about them. Yeah, we will end it here for now. Coming up is so the next minute or two of the video will be the house points in their little glass containers and the projects that people have submitted. Not all of the projects, because we had the projects update last video. This is all of the finished objects that have been submitted since the last video went up. So we have quite a number of those, and I hope that you enjoy them and that it gives you some inspiration and fills your day with just a little bit more crafty magicalness. I will see you guys at the end of the month or at the beginning of November for our final video and our prize winners. Happy crafting, and I will see you then. Bye.